Some upcoming PlayStation 5 games already look way more next-gen than we expected. So today we're checking out a lineup of upcoming new titles with visuals that already look incredibly impressive. Let's get into it.
What the hell happened here? Hey, buddy.
This game is shaping up to be a must-play for anyone who loves story-driven sci-fi games. Set in the world of the Expanse, it combines cinematic storytelling, detailed space environments, and action-focused gameplay, letting you explore a grounded, realistic vision of the future. Plan 8 is a large-scale sci-fi shooter built around powered exosuits, advanced weapons, and massive battlefield encounters. The game focuses on dynamic combat where mobility, heavy firepower, and tactical positioning all play a huge role, letting players fight through futuristic cities, deserts, and high-tech facilities. What really stands out here is the scale of the battles and the visual detail. From particle effects and explosions to the way environments react during combat, everything is clearly designed to feel cinematic and intense on next-gen hardware. If you enjoy fast-paced shooters with strong sci-fi themes, large encounters, and visually impressive action, Plan 8 is definitely one of the upcoming PlayStation 5 games worth keeping on your radar.
Scientists. All gone.
Environmental systems offline. Communications deliberately destroyed.
Blood stains.
You should use your sonar, Noah. This may lead us somewhere.
They found something they weren't meant to. What could have done that? There's no exit. It just keeps bringing me back.
You opened the door.
Rely. No! Leave me alone!
If you're looking for something fast, colorful, and packed with open-world driving freedom, Forza Horizon 6 is shaping up to be one of the biggest racing releases to watch. The Horizon series has always focused on huge environments, dynamic weather, and a massive collection of cars, and this new entry looks set to push that formula even further. For anyone who enjoys open-world driving games or simply wants a visually stunning racing experience on PS5, this is definitely one to keep an eye on. The Blood of Dawnwalker is a dark fantasy action role-play game set in a harsh medieval world, combining story-driven choices, atmospheric exploration, and brutal combat.
Fix it.
For fans of mature fantasy adventures, this could easily become one of the standout upcoming PlayStation 5 games.
Think I want a second opinion.
Resident Evil Requiem looks set to push the series back into pure survival horror territory, focusing on tension, atmosphere, and that constant feeling that something is about to go wrong. Instead of relying only on action, the game seems built around slow exploration, limited resources, and carefully designed environments that keep players on edge the whole time.
Would you like to see what's hidden under the hood?
Don't do anything stupid.
Me? Never.
Finish him.
Zoopunk takes a very different approach compared to most upcoming releases, leaning into a colorful, chaotic sci-fi setting filled with stylized characters, fast movement, and highly energetic combat. Instead of focusing on realism, the game seems built around speed, personality, and over-the-top action, giving it a much more playful and distinctive identity. What makes it interesting is how the vibrant art style, exaggerated animations, and dynamic environments all work together to create something that feels fresh and visually unique on PS5. If you're looking for something lighter, faster, and more unconventional than the usual big-budget shooters, Zoopunk could end up being a surprisingly fun one to watch. The Godslayer looks heavily focused on skill-based action combat, built around timing, mobility, and aggressive boss encounters. Instead of slow exploration, the core gameplay seems centered on fast weapon switching, dodge-heavy movement, and chaining abilities together to break enemy defenses and control the pace of each fight. From what's been shown, progression also plays a big role, with character builds, weapon upgrades, and combat abilities shaping how encounters unfold, giving players multiple ways to approach difficult battles. If you enjoy action roleplay games where mastering mechanics and learning enemy patterns really matters, this is definitely one to keep an eye on.
Tyndalston, asshole of the world. Everyone's either paying, collecting, or buried in between. My past mistakes are catching up. In this city, desperation's the currency. You can't outrun debt. You can't freeze interest. You can curl up and die in the street. Or you can fight the fuck back.
A man with your skill set must be able to move unconstrained, unrestricted. He must be versatile, capable, adaptable. He must be grounded, stable, constant. I believe you are ready, sir.
Yeah. I'd like to say I'm not a violent man. The trouble just has a way of finding me. But I happy life. Doesn't matter where I go. How far I run. Death's always waiting. Just not for me. Because I ain't no hero. I'm Wolverine.
But it lit a fire that still burns. I need to see more. I need to go further. To uncover the secrets of Atlantis. Some legends are destined to be retold.
Gallipoli shifts the focus toward a much more grounded and historical battlefield experience, putting players into large-scale World War I conflicts where positioning, teamwork, and survival matter far more than pure run-and-gun action. The emphasis here is on authentic weapons, tense frontline encounters, and carefully paced combat that captures the chaos and intensity of real historical warfare. This should especially appeal to players who prefer slower, more tactical military shooters. Hell Let Loose Vietnam looks set to bring the same large-scale, teamwork-focused warfare into a completely different and much more intense jungle setting. Instead of fast arcade shooting, the gameplay revolves around coordinated squads, communication, and carefully managing positioning while navigating dense environments, ambush points, and unpredictable firefights. With its focus on realistic combat pacing and massive multiplayer battles, this one clearly aims at players who enjoy structured, tactical war shooters rather than solo run-and-gun action.
Let's keep at it, Rex.
Ray, heads up!
On your orders, Rex.
To keep Hope alive, Wings of Theve must stay on the mission. Must fly on. I can make up your kill count to be whatever. Right. From now on, you'll be the greatest ace pilot this war will ever know.
This is what it does. It gets in our heads, and it twists, and it turns.
Saros leans much more into atmosphere and mystery, placing players inside a strange sci-fi world built around exploration, survival, and constantly evolving challenges. Instead of straightforward progression, the gameplay seems designed around adapting to unpredictable situations, learning from each attempt, and gradually pushing deeper into an environment that feels both cinematic and hostile.
A 00 agent needs the fastest, most dynamic, and of course most striking car when they're on duty. Hybrid, twin-turbo V8, over 1,000 horsepower, 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds. Lightweight, carbon fibre chassis, and a few modifications you won't find in the brochure. Meet the Aston Martin Valhalla. But this one is only for 00 agents, James. If you want to drive it, you'll have to earn the number.
You never quite know what you'll find.
Hela takes a more gentle, story-driven approach, focusing on a magical Nordic-inspired world filled with exploration, puzzles, and emotional moments rather than constant combat. The experience seems built around traveling through beautifully crafted environments, solving environmental challenges, and following a quieter, more personal adventure. It looks especially appealing for players who enjoy atmospheric fantasy journeys and slower, more immersive storytelling.
Make sure he stays secured at all times.
You want to see a magic trick? This town deserves a better class of criminal. Good evening, Gotham. Join us in a celebration of absolute chaos!
Someone's gotta step up!
Let's get to the root of the problem.
We don't do that.
Sorry.
Tonight's forecast, a freeze is coming.
This is my favorite part.
ArcheAge Chronicles looks set to expand the original ArcheAge formula into a much larger and more modern, open-world fantasy experience. The focus here is on player-driven progression, large-scale exploration, and flexible class systems that allow for different playstyles depending on how you build your character. With its massive world, cooperative activities, and long-term progression systems, this one clearly aims to deliver a persistent online fantasy adventure built for players who enjoy deep character progression and shared world gameplay.
Perhaps you might become one of us.
There are beings who brought chaos to Providence. The rifts they have created will return everything to nothingness. We seek to correct this.
I have my own mission, seeking out my Greyling comrades.
What I can tell you now is that this mission will restore the disrupted Providence.
For those who have died, for those who have survived, and for those who will live on, this is our mission.
Mortal Shell looks ready to push its dark, methodical combat even further, building around precise timing, heavy weapon impacts, and a strong risk versus reward fighting system where every move matters. Instead of fast button mashing, the gameplay focuses on reading enemy patterns, managing stamina, and choosing the right moment to attack or defend, creating fights that feel tense and deliberate from start to finish. The sequel also appears to expand the world with more varied environments, deeper character progression, and new abilities that let players experiment with different combat approaches. For anyone who enjoys challenging action adventures where mastering the mechanics is the key to survival, this one looks built to deliver a serious test of skill.
you ever wonder if we're the ones pulling the strings? Or just living inside someone else's dream? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Even if this is a simulation, the pain still feels real.
Neo Berlin, what do I really know about it? She's like you. She needs your help.
I followed every thread, reconstructed memories. None of it fits.
You think you're solving the case. This is so much bigger. What if the case is you?
The world only works with order. Without order, chaos breaks out. It's out of balance and we must restore it. Do you understand that, Nolan?
Yes.
Nolan, what have you done?
Where am I? And what happened here? Once we're out of here, I promise to explain everything you want to know.
Psycho Dead leans into fast, chaotic survival action, throwing players into hostile environments where quick reactions, resource management, and constant movement seem to matter more than slow exploration.
The world outside, it's much crueler than you imagine.
Listen to me, Elixia. If you escape, you can have a life of your own. How can I trust you? What else have you lied about?
The gameplay looks built around unpredictable enemy encounters, tight spaces, and intense close-range fights that keep the pressure high from moment to moment.
Made you, Elixia. I'm like a father to you.
With its aggressive pacing and focus on staying alive under constant threat, this one clearly aims to deliver a much more frantic and adrenaline-driven experience.